Greetings everyone, this is Miami CO, Indiana. Today I'm going to be talking about how to keep your Shark vacuum cleaner in peak performance and operating like it's brand new for years to come. This is my Shark lift-away vacuum. Model is NV351, called the Healthy Household Edition. Been out for probably around 10 years. May look like a new vacuum, but that vacuum is not new at all. There's my other vacuum, the Quantum X, which is a water trap vacuum. I did make a video on that. That is my primary vacuum in my house, is my water trap. The reason though I need to have a dry vacuum is because I have a cat, which means I have a litter box, and clumping litter and water don't get along. So when I do around the litter box and the room the litter box is in, I have to use my Shark. If you're looking for a really modest priced vacuum that I believe is one of the best in the market for bagless, the Shark brand, and they have all different models, but pretty much different features, different attachments, but their motors and the way they operate, lots of the models are very similar. So how do you keep a dry vacuum in tip-top shape? I'm going to show you that today. First of all, a lot of people complain that the cord is too short. This model has a 25-foot cord. Most of the Shark models are going to have between a 25 and a 35-foot cord on them. So what I suggest to people, and it fits right on, I'm going to show you, is put an extension cord on, and you see it fits right on the cord holder perfectly. But make sure when you use an extension cord that you're using one like this, the heavy duty one, not an extension cord like this. This would be like a regular extension cord. I call them lamp cords. Yeah, they'll hold quite a few wattage, but you don't want to use a high wattage appliance like a vacuum cleaner or a space heater with a cord like this. This vacuum cleaner has a 1200 watt motor, plus it has a motor for the power brush. So we're talking probably 1250 watts, and it's just not wise to use a regular extension cord. So get a heavy duty one, and then you're going to find that you'll have all the cord you need to sweep for long distances. That gives me 50-foot reach, 50-foot cord that comes with the sweeper, and an additional heavy-duty 25-foot extension cord. I have 50 feet. I can sweep my entire house and never change the plug. So that's one thing I hear people complain about. Very easy remedy to fix. So you're running your Shark vacuum. When you're finished vacuuming, a lot of people will just take the dust cup off where the dirt goes, empty it in the trash, put it back on, put it in the closet, and we're done till next time. Well, let me show you what you really should be doing after every time you use the sweeper. The first thing you want to do is, of course, get rid of the dirt. And it just has little clips here on the side to get the dirt cup. You can just clip those up, and this just lifts right off. When you have this off, I think this is a great feature of Shark. There's a button there that opens the bottom, and there's also a button here that opens the top. Most of your dirt is going to be in the bottom, so you're going to take that over to the trash can, which I suggest you have the trash can outdoors, because there's going to be a lot of dust flying. Push that button and the dirt falls out. But also, even though you don't see much dirt in the top, always after you're done sweeping, see if I can do this one-handed here, open this part up, because I'm going to show you the first step you need to do. You see this little cylinder here? That is actually a mesh filter. It gets clogged sometimes, especially if you have pets with hair and debris. If that clogs, you're going to lose your airflow and your cleaning ability. So you want to check that every time that you finish vacuuming and make sure that it doesn't have debris. If it does, shake it loose, take a paper towel, anything, just to get that loosened up so you can dump it out. Now, as you can see, my dust cup, and again, this is not a new vacuum cleaner, looks in pretty good shape. Well, it's because I actually wash mine in warm, soapy water every so often just to keep it clean like that. Something I do. It's not necessary, but I just like to have it cleaned up completely so I know all the dust and debris is off. So if you haven't noticed, a lot of people don't notice this. You can even read this right on the vacuum. Important. Loss of suction may occur if the foam filter is not cleaned every 3 months. The foam filter is going to be the one right on top, which is located right under. When you take the dust cup off, you can just reach in and pull it out. Check this and make sure it's not covered with dust and debris. If it is, take it outside, bang it out, see if you can get the dirt out. If not, run it under cool to lukewarm water and remove the dirt from it. Under this filter is the second filter in the system, which is the felt filter. This one they don't actually recommend to wash with water, but you can certainly remove it. Just take it out and bang it around and get that loose dirt off out of there too. As you can see, my filter is in good shape. These are actually new filters, which is the next step I'm going to tell you. When you find that these are not sealing really tight, or not right to the top here, or close to the top, your filter is starting to degrade and really need to be replaced. Inexpensive. That's the good news with Shark vacuums. You got to make sure, get your model number, which can be found on the machine. It can also be found in your owner's manual, but you need the model number so you get the right filters. And I actually buy a kit where you get 2 of these bags. Each one of these bags will have a felt filter and the foam filter in it, and it gives you 1 HEPA filter. So I've already opened one of these and put the new filters in the machine. So wash them out, bang them out to get the dust out, but you got to keep this area clean, or important, you may have loss of suction. And that's not good because we need that air moving to get the cleaning done. But there is one more filter also we need to check. Put my dust cut canister back up there. And that's here at the exhaust, and this is where your HEPA filter goes, which is this filter here. I love it. They come in plastic when you order them, so you can store them and not worry about them getting dusty till you need them. But to check your HEPA filter, you want to do this every few sweepings. This is something you don't have to do every single time you vacuum, but I'd say every 4 or 5 times you vacuum, it's a good idea to check this as well. And I'm going to show you how to do that. I'm going to put you down here a second on my tripod and show you just really how easy that is to do. So to get to your HEPA filter, there's a little latch down here. You're just going to push up on it and it'll come off. That's your door there, and that's where the HEPA filter sits. What you want to do, take your HEPA filter out, inspect the front of it, but mainly you want to inspect the back of it. This is where the air is hitting first out of your machine. This is the part that's going to get dirty first. And no, this is not a new HEPA filter, but you can see it looks in really good shape. If you see a lot of dust and debris, or it's turning brown in color, it's time to replace the HEPA filter. I really don't recommend washing HEPA filters. It's just better to replace them, and they're not expensive. To let you know, I got the HEPA filter and 2 packs of the foam and felt filters. So I got 2 packs of this. One of them's already in the machine. Here's one for next time. And a HEPA filter for $10. So they're really not that expensive. The next thing I want to show people that seem to have trouble getting this back on after replacing or checking their HEPA filter. So I'm going to show you the easiest way, and it is a little bit tricky, and it may take you a little bit of time, but if you follow the directions I give you, you should be able to get it on pretty easily. So we've checked our HEPA filter to let you know, first of all, there's no right way. It could go this way, it can go this way. It's made exactly the same, so it cannot be upside down. A lot of people can't get the guard on, they think it's upside down. It can go either way, it doesn't make any difference. So what you want to do is the tabs here, that's the bottom for the release there. So your tabs got to go up in here, so you're going to push that up, and the part you're going to push is above the part you push to release is the solid part. Just push it until you hear it click. There it clicked. And you can pull on it and see that that is completely in place. If you don't get that click, what's going to happen, you're going to pull the sweeper out and use it, and that grill's going to fall out and your HEPA filter is going to fall out. So that's how you get that on pretty easily. Another thing that can happen though, your brush rollers, you want to check the bottom of those. Your hoses can get clogs in them. You'll know if the machine starts roaring up and it's not pulling dirt off the floor, not even a piece of lint. You've got to check all your hoses, check underneath on your brush roller, and you got to look where the clog is and clean it out. So I hope this helps. If you do this maintenance, depending on how often you sweep, how big of area you're sweeping, how dirty it is, depends on how often you're going to have to wash or replace the filters. Manufacturer recommends washing every 3 months the foam filter, shaking out the felt one, and replacing the HEPA filter once per year. Honestly, I'll tell you, most likely you're going to have to do it more often than that if you really want your machine working at peak performance. So this is Miami CO, Indiana. Just wanted to give you a short video on how to keep your Shark vacuum, or really any vacuum with filters and dust cups, in top performing conditions so your sweeper will work like it's almost brand new every time. So again, thanks for joining me. If you haven't subscribed yet, I invite you to be a subscriber to the channel. I want to thank you again for joining me, and I hope you have a great day today. So long.